welcome to Gear Gyan with me, Sahil Jagtiani, where we talk about all things related to the Indian guitar gear scene. And in today's episode, we've got someone from the cat family. It's a Jaguar, made in Mexico Jaguar. But before we get into reviewing it, make sure you click that subscribe button and ring that bell to stay up to date with all our latest videos. So I've got the made in Mexico Jaguar, and it's got a story behind it, of course. I got this guitar from Wire. I bought it with my own hard-earned money. I've always loved the Fender offset guitars. I mean, I've wanted to own a Jazzmaster, a Mustang and a Jaguar for, a long time since I've heard them. They are slightly different from Strats and from Teles. They've got their own life. There's something about them. They've got an aura to them. Maybe it's because I've seen the grunge movement where, Kurt Cobain used a Jaguar and made a Jag Stang, and, it just created a buzz about these instruments. But I've always wanted to get, all three of them. I will eventually, hopefully, have a collection of all three. I did buy the Mustang, but as you saw in my unboxing Bajao video, it developed, some kind of a crack, and the knob was broken, so I had to return it. But yeah, maybe in the future might get one of those, hopefully without a broken knob and without a crack near the neck plate. Anyway, the point is, I got a Jaguar, and it's a made in Mexico Jaguar, and I've had it now for almost 3.5 months, and it would never play properly. Okay. Boy, oh boy, it was an absolute pain to set up. It was an absolute nightmare to begin with. Before I get into the whole process of what I did and how it's playable, here are the original specs of this guitar. So those were the specs of this guitar. What did I change? Let's start at the neck. The first thing I did was I changed the string tree to a Graphtec string tree. The nut was fine. I always believe that if a nut's cut well and there's no pinging noise when you're tuning it up, just put some lubricant in the slots or put graphite, and you don't need to really bother about it. People say, oh, you got to put bone, you got to put not plastic. If a nut's cut well, it's cut well. It's okay. Not a big deal. I mean, it makes a minimalistic difference, to be very frank with you. But yeah, I mean, it does, but it's not so important, The other thing I changed were the tuners. I put locking tuners. Why did I do all this? Well, I'm not done. First, let me tell you what I did with the bridge. I took out the original saddles and I put these Graphtec saddles in its place. And why did I do that? Well, because this guitar was sounding like a sitar, and I just couldn't figure out why. Okay, spent all this money on these upgrades, did my best to make sure I was playing well. I basically took out the entire tailpiece as well. I lubricated everything and I put it back, and I was still getting this horrible buzzy sound. I checked the neck was straight. I checked for any high frets, no problem, everything was fine. But I still kept getting this horrible sitar-like buzz, and I just hated it. And every time I would play, it would play the note properly in the beginning, ding, and then go, now that, it was like, oh God, not again. And then I saw a video where this guy basically takes out the bridge and he prevents it from moving around. This bridge basically moves around a lot. I think it's to help with the intonation. I don't know. Just took it out. He put some electrical tape, one round of electrical tape, put it back in, and it stood firm. There was no noise. I literally spent maybe 3 rupees worth of electrical tape, and it stopped making noise. I'm like, oh my God. I upgraded the tuners, I upgraded the string tree, I upgraded the saddles, and all it needed was 3 rupees worth of electrical tape. So if you have a Jaguar, a Mustang, or a Jazzmaster, actually the Mustang bridge is pretty good. But anyway, the Jaguar or the Jazzmaster, if they're giving you issues, try that hack, okay? Just take electrical tape, run it around, the post, put it back inside, and it will stay firm and it will not rattle. I mean, I was getting truckloads of rattle. You know, I thought it was actually the saddles or maybe a spring loose over here. It's not, it's just that, it's just the bridge, okay? And after that, it plays like a dream. So here are sound samples of this guitar. We're going to go into the Neural DSP Plini plugin. Let's get to it. What did you think about the specs of this guitar, the sounds of this guitar? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Okay, 66,000 rupees. Neck is lovely, the finish is beautiful, looks amazing. A very unique looking and sounding instrument. It's very different from a Strat. One day I hope to get a Mustang and a Jazzmaster and show you all the different single coil options that are there from Fender, so that you basically get an idea of how versatile each of these instruments really they are. But what do I think? Is it worth 66,000 rupees? If I knew about the 3 rupee electrical tape hack, then definitely it's worth it. It's not that big a deal. I spent a lot of money on the upgrades. I did get a discount initially because the retailer did know that it was rattling a bit. But all in all, are all these upgrades necessary? I would honestly say the tuners are a must. Whenever you have a trem system, it's always good to have locking tuners or a locking nut, whatever works for you, or you lock your strings and just hope for the best. Of course, the string tree was just something I did because I just thought, if we're going the whole hog, let's just, do everything we can. But I'm very happy with the sounds on this guitar. I really like this guitar, and the fact that, now it stays in tune, it doesn't rattle at all. Yeah, man, it's fun. It's fun to play. It's worth having in a collection of guitars. If you're a beginner and you like grunge and you like rock, sounds that it would produce, then definitely go for it. I'm not too sure. The Squire option that comes is probably a lot worse than this. Okay, that really, really rattles. I'm going to fix that guitar also as well. But the pickups are not that great. These ones are definitely much better. The playability on this neck is fantastic. I mean, it's a very nice C. It's a good C. It's not a thin C. It's not a chunky C. It's just right. It's just nice. It's a good C to have on a Fender style neck, on a Fender style instrument. So all in all, I'm happy with my purchase. I just wish I had known about the electrical tape hack before I went and spent the money on these upgrades. But otherwise, yeah, Jaguar, cool. Hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure you press that like button, click the subscribe button, and ring that bell to stay up to date with all our latest videos. In order to promote our videos on YouTube, we require a lot of interaction from you guys, so your comments, your shares, and your likes all do help. Also, if you want to help us in making more videos, become a member on GigZ. Our GigZ page link is in the description below. We've got courses and a lot of other stuff also on that. We're on social media. Make sure you're following us to stay up to date with all our latest activities. And above all else, make sure you stay safe by taking steam, washing your hands, and wearing your mask. And rock on.